homegoing. We have a question for you. Are you experiencing more pain and stiffness at the end of your day? If your answer is yes, then your problem may be your new workstation at home. Hi, my name is Allison Cohen, and I'm a licensed physical therapist.
And I'm Allison Ball, and I'm a physical therapy assistant at FYZICAL MetroWest. And this lovely person is at FYZICAL MetroWest in Southborough, and I'm in Natick. So, we're here today to talk to you about ergonomics. Ergonomics is a study of how people work in their environments, designed that helps people work more efficiently. And it's the idea of setting you up in a way that just makes you more comfortable when you're working. It's like we know most of you, a lot of you, may be stuck at home right now working, and we're spending a lot of time sitting, more time than we normally do. And we'd like to educate you on how to set up your work environment, set up with your computer and your chairs, and talk about your posture. And all of that is to help to make you more efficient, it says, and more comfortable when you're working. And if you have a problem, we want to talk to you about how physical therapy can help that.
So, I'm going to tell you a little story about my experience with postural challenges. So, I used to spend most of my day at work sitting when I didn't have to do manual techniques on patients and demonstrate exercises. So, I kind of was sitting in not such a great posture. I found that after sitting 3 or 4 hours a day or more, my back was getting sore, my neck was aching, and I started having horrible posture. I decided that one day I needed to reassess my workstation. I began working at a standing desk, and I did stretches and strengthening exercises to work on my posture muscles and core strength. After about 1 month, my back pain and neck pain went away, my posture improved, and I felt happier and more productive throughout my workday.
So we, like a lot of you, have had to start to work from home. And during this lovely crisis, I have found that my couch is a very cozy place that draws me in. And I like to bring a blanket and curl up my legs underneath or hang them across the armrest. And then slowly I go from sitting to kind of laying down in a horizontal position with my computer on my chest. But I find I get really uncomfortable really fast. So of course I try to rearrange, and I keep trying to find the better position, but that just doesn't work. The problem with the sofa, it's nice soft cushions and has no support. So I finally abandoned that for the most part and ended up going to a standing desk, which I'm really fortunate to have, but I have a lot of old habits, so I have to get used to standing at my desk in a proper way. My habit is to lean into my hip or to put one leg on my other leg like a flamingo, and it does not do a nice job on my body. I also notice sometimes I'm standing way too far from the desk. So like Allison, I had to become much more conscious about how I was standing or sitting, and I probably did a lot of the same stretches and exercises to just kind of refine where my body was. And so it's something you have to work on. It's not something that just comes naturally. For the last 2 months, my boss has had us working at home, and yeah, I've just been hanging out. It's just kind of like this. So what I do is I usually hang out on my sofa and I kick out the legs. And then when I'm working, I put my computer, right here, kind of to the side, or on one of those little laptop desks. It's really cool. And yeah, I usually work like this, so it's good.
Okay, I see you got your little dog friend there.
Yeah, he definitely helps.
So, given how you've been sitting, have you had any pain or soreness because of this?
Yeah, for my back has been really sore, and it's and sometimes it shoots down into my butt. It's really right down here. It's kind of uncomfortable. And then my neck. Oh man, when I get it's when I get up to go to bed, it's just my neck is so tight and really sore. It's just I don't know what's going on. It's horrible. Yeah, it's bad.
That does not sound like fun.
Oh, no.
Because of all this pain that you're telling me about, have you tried anything to take care of this?
Oh yeah, oh my God. So I know heat's really good. So I try heat sometimes, and that helps a little bit. And then, sometimes I get up. And, you know, I've heard that getting up is, I need to keep getting up. But, you know, sometimes I'm just like so focused on my work. It's so, you know, it's like, and then like 4 hours go by. And it's like, and then maybe I get up if I remember, but it's like, and, yeah. And then I know you're supposed to stretch. And I don't really do that every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
And have there been any of these techniques you tried? Have any of them not helped you at all?
No, I don't know. It's like, well, actually, one thing that is good. It's like, sometimes I try laying on my side. It's, you know, oh my God. So my back doesn't hurt as much, but then like my neck is really uncomfortable. I don't like it. Yeah, it's not good. But you know, it helps a little bit.
Okay. Is there anything else that you do at all, like to?
Oh my God. Yeah. So this other thing that kind of helps is like sometimes I just run over the kitchen table. Like then I put my computer here, and I try working. It's like I got my papers and I try working. It's like, you know, then my shoulders and my neck, they just really start to hurt. It's
Got it.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like,
And have you tried any physical therapy to help with these issues at all?
you know, I have never had neck or back problems before. It's just like, oh my God, you know, it's like I haven't tried PT before. It's like, you think that would help?
Oh, physical therapy would absolutely make a huge difference for you.
That is
Absolutely.
such a good idea.
Yep. So what we have shown here is an exaggeration of what a lot of us are guilty for doing at this point while being at home. The first thing you want to think about when you're sitting at your workstation is how your torso is. It should be upright, and your hands and wrists should be relaxed and parallel to the floor in what we call a 90-90 position. So as you can see, her elbows are bent at a 90-degree angle and her shoulders are relaxed. The second thing you want to think about is the height of the table. So you want the height of the table to allow knee clearance, and you also want a proper keyboard position, which we are going to explain later. The third thing that you want to think about is chair height. So the chair height should allow for knee clearance underneath the table, as shown. And you also want your knees to be able to be flexed to 90 degrees or more. So in other words, you want your knees to be slightly lower than your hips. You never want them to be higher. And you want your feet flat on the floor. Now, an adjustable chair is best, but if you do not have an adjustable chair, you can use a foot support to put underneath your feet if you are short. So you can see she has her feet on the foot support. And a second thing you can do is if you are tall, you can take a pillow to make yourself higher. Allison will put that underneath her. And now she is elevated up a little bit taller with better support. The fourth thing that you want to do is that your chair should provide good lumbar support. So you can use a small pillow or a roll towel behind your back. And what that does is that helps to support the normal curve of your low back so that you attain good posture while you're sitting for a longer period of time. The fifth thing that you want to be conscious of is you want your elbows to rest. You can get an elbow rest to support your elbows at your sides with the shoulders down. So for example, if Allison didn't have arms on the chair, you could get, or if the arms of the chair were too low, you could adjust it with pillows or something like that. The sixth thing that you want to think about is that the keyboard should be at a height that allows for your arms to be at your side with relaxed shoulders, which this particular scenario does. You should not reach forward to type. So you would not want to have your computer be all the way forward and you're leaning forward. The next thing you want to think about is how you arrange your phone and mouse. So what you don't want to do is have to reach for things. You want to keep your mouse right at your side and your phone right at your side. And that will help keep your wrist and elbows in a neutral position. The next thing is that your screen should be at eye level. So you can lift the screen up using books. So now that Allison has put the laptop on some books, you can see that the screen is at a much better height for her to be able to see it, so she's not going to have to lift her head up or down. And also you shouldn't have to turn your head to the right or the left, and you shouldn't have to squint. So the screen should be at a good distance that you can see it. In addition, since typing at the computer like this would not be ideal, you can get a portable keyboard. So that way the keyboard is at a good level on the table and the screen is at a good height. The next thing you want to think about is how you arrange your documents you need to look at. So you want to put printed documents on a holder. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, as you can see, to the side of the screen within your visual field, so you don't have to keep rotating your neck and twisting and all sorts of things. The next thing you want to think about is good lighting. So you want to make sure you have enough natural lights, whether if you have windows, keep your curtains open, or put on lots of lights in the room so that you're able to see. And you want to try to have a relaxing environment, so keeping it neat, orderly, tidy, maybe have a plant, and that will help to de-stress your body in general while you're doing work tasks, and therefore your muscles won't get so tight. It is important to take eye breaks. So every 10 to 20 minutes, you want to try to look at something in the distance, such as out your window at the beautiful day, or at a clock, to give your eyes a break from the screen. The next thing that you want to make sure you do is body breaks. So once every hour, you want to get up out of your chair to stand, to stretch, and or to walk around to kind of get yourself out of that seated position. And if you cannot take a break, if you just have to sit and plow through things, try to change the way you're sitting. So you could do some active stretches, some gentle twists, or shoulder rolls to kind of activate your muscles and reactivate your posture.
So I want to say a little bit about the spine, because it really is the foundation of your posture. And just to mention that we have 24 vertebrae that go throughout your back that help you with your sitting, support your sitting, standing, and your moving. And I want to notice the gentle curves. We have 3 different parts of your spine. We have the cervical part, which is your neck. We have the thoracic part, which is your mid-back, and the low back, which is your lumbar. And all of this creates a gentle spring that helps distribute the gravity that is always stressing your body, whether you're sitting or standing. And all of this is balanced out. What's all puts it together is the muscles. And the muscles, you have your posterior ones, which are all your erector spinae, the ones that help you stand, and then you have the muscles in the front of your body, which are your abdominals, which we like to call the core. And all of this helps to keep everything in balance, pain-free when you're moving, sitting. But when it gets out of balance, that's when you run into some trouble. And it's like when you're working and you're sitting and you're really concentrating on what you're doing, it's like you're focused and you forget about what your body is doing. And this is where you get into trouble. It's like the body's out of balance, muscles get elongated, and some get really tightened. And this is actually an example of one type of improper position of the body that can cause problems.
Now, I'm going to talk to you about some common causes of pain due to poor workstation setup. You have your head that your neck supports, and when you're in good alignment, the force of your head on your neck should only be about 10 to 12 pounds, which is the actual weight of your head. However, the more forward-headed your posture becomes, that amount of force down on your neck increases. Sitting for hours with your hips and your knees bent up higher than your waistline will put significant stress on your low back. In this position, you're what we call flattening or reversing the normal curve of your spine, as Allison talked about before, which then compresses the joints in your spine, and it can lead to back pain. Now, the National Institute of Health states that back pain is one of the most common reasons why people seek medical attention from their physician or miss a day of work. the next position would be twisting and contorting your body while using the computer or phone. So again, this puts added torque and stress on your spine, and it can lead to back pain, tightness in your hips, knees, neck, and shoulder, and stiffness and difficulty with movement.
The biggest mistake people make is to ignore their problem. And we all do it. It's just like we're uncomfortable, we notice that we're not comfortable, and like Allison and I said, it's like we just kind of ignored it. The next step is to try to make an alteration. It's like you might try to turn over, find a better position, and try to fix it somehow. One thing people do if they're in some kind of pain, it's like they might take medicine, they might try some Advil or something, but that's not getting them the change that they need. They're still coming back, being uncomfortable and having stiffness and pain. So the best next plan is to not wait. If you put this off, it just gets worse. It's like, what's causing the pain? It's like you want to figure that out. You want to do any of the strengthening you might need to help address the issue. So, what about your pain? Think of what positions, activities, movements produce your symptoms. It's like, what's causing your pain? What's wrong with your neck? What's wrong with your back? How does this come to be? It's like 90% of you will be able to think of just at least one. And if you have the pain, there's likely a mechanical issue, and it's something that we can help you with. So those struggling with pain due to a less than perfect working position, a station, we can help you with that, and we can also help with physical therapy to help decrease your pain. Please give us a call. We can discuss the best way to make things better for you.
First exercise that Allison and I are gonna explain to you are called shoulder blade squeezes. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand up nice and tall, and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades down and back so they pinch together, almost like you're trying to pinch a pencil in between your shoulder blades. You are gonna hold that for 5 seconds and then relax. And I'll have Allison show you again one more time so you can see. 5-second hold, relax. And you want to do 15 repetitions 2 times a day. The second exercise that we are going to show you are called chin tucks. So, you're going to stand up nice and tall and pretend you have a wall that's right up against your back and your head, and you are going to tuck your chin back like you're trying to press your head against the back of the wall, and you're going to hold that for 5 seconds and then relax. Now I'll have her show you again. 5-second hold, relax, and you'll do 15 of those 2 times a day. The third exercise is you're going to stand, good posture, shoulders relaxed, and you're going to tip your head to one side so that you feel a stretch on the side of your neck and top of your shoulder. It's going to stretch your upper trap muscle. And you want to hold the stretch for 30 seconds. And then after 30 seconds, you tip your head the opposite side so that you get the other side. 30-second hold. And you would do it 2 times on each side. And you want to do these exercises twice a day as well. In addition to these exercises, the second thing you can do is to change your workstation to a proper ergonomic setup, which will help. And as you've seen, we've talked about this earlier in the video. Thank you very much for watching our workshop. Allison and I hope that you enjoyed what you've learned about with us.
And please stay healthy and safe.